What is up, guys? Today we're checking out the dangerous rise of Andrew Tate. This is a Vice video. It's making the rounds on the internet. It's going freaking crazy right now. But those of you who do not know, Andrew Tate hosted a Vice reporter at his house sometime in July when he was the most searched man on the internet. And he made him like family, part of the gang, and he showed him everything because he was just open. He wanted everyone to see. So now it only dropped today. So why don't we just check out this video, see what it's all about. Based off of the review so far, that they're just attacking my boy Andrew Tate. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. It's my boy. I'm here to rebuke any nonsense reports they have. So why don't we just jump into it?
Bro, I need to get better. I need to evolve.
I'm not tough on myself. Nobody else will be. That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
That's facts.
Hold on to.
What I found out
My plan was to sow anarchy.
is that this recent arrest appears to be just the tip of the
Why do
iceberg.
they take clips out of context?
I don't care.
The real story
We've nearly conquered the internet.
began years ago.
There's not a single female complaining on the
Do you think
planet.
there's not a single
No.
female complaining?
Have you seen one? Tell me.
My ex-boyfriend was radicalized by Andrew Tate. He was sweet and I guess vulnerable to being brainwashed by Andrew Tate and his cult.
People don't know what he's
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna be stopping this a lot, but I just gotta be honest. No one's becoming radicalized by Andrew Tate. I'm as big an Andrew Tate fan as there is. I'm not radicalized. He just teaches you to think with an open mind and question stuff. And he wants you to be your best self, mentally, physically, everything. So I don't know what what the boyfriend was like before. He must have been a simp, just like catering to everything. But you need to be a man of value. That's what Andrew Tate teaches, and I don't know what the heck she's talking about. Give me some references. Give me some examples of stuff he did.
If you haven't heard of Andrew Tate yet, it's only a matter of time before he pops up on your newsfeed. His videos have been viewed over 11 billion times, and in July he was more Googled than Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump. He's been called the king of toxic masculinity.
He has said that rape victims should, quote, bear responsibility for being raped.
We're about to enter his compound in
That's
Romania,
not
which was raided earlier this year.
Literally. Are they just gonna take everything out of context? Oh my gosh. What he was saying is, if you're a woman and you go out in the middle of the night, midnight, wearing skimpy clothes against the better judgment of your boyfriend, husband, or whatever it may be, then you have to bear some of that responsibility. You know what I'm saying? If those around you are saying, no, don't go out, it's kind of sketchy, and I wouldn't wear that, and you go out there in a sketchy neighborhood, you have to bear some of it. Come on, isn't that common sense? I don't know. I don't know.
As part of the rape and human trafficking investigation that led to his arrest in 2022.
Is that true that you sequestered an American girl?
She's not even pretty. This girl's average. She's ugly. I don't have time for this bullshit.
What about the rape accusation?
That's not true at all.
I'm not saying it never happened. I'm just saying
Is this
I don't know the
Tate's
story,
house?
so I can't
I'm
judge.
not.
Hear both sides.
Hello.
Just a second to have a confirmation from Mr. Tate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you just let me know when we're allowed.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That's a beautiful woman right there.
Hello.
Good to see you.
This place is giant.
Yeah, I can give you a quick tour. I can't show
Okay.
you a lot of it. A lot of it's like off limits, but I can show you some
Okay.
of it. Gee, come bite them. Show them how scary you are.
Is this the normal level of security you have for your house every day, or is this just for us?
This
or?
is the normal level of security I have in my house every day. I am prepared for all eventualities. It's better to be paranoid. I kind of like cars.
I can tell, yeah.
This door leads to, I can't take you in there. That's classified. Up on there, I can't take you in there either. It's classified. You do know if you go to any off-limit areas like security, you're going to intercept. So when I point classified, I'm basically saying don't make them put a gun in your face.
Got it.
TV, which I never watch. World title belts. I was 4-time kickboxing world champion.
And what's this painting over here?
That's my brother.
Who else lives here? Is it just you?
No, I live here with my brother. I think you get the best version of yourself if you live with other competitive men. I don't have loser friends. I like sitting down with people and discussing how we can make money from the conflict in Ukraine. That's what I enjoy. I don't want to talk about TV.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Hi.
That's actually a good perspective to think about because it's so true. Like, say I was living with like 6 of my friends who were all ultra competitive, and say one person's doing like 50 push-ups, every single one of them is going to do the 50 push-ups. Whereas if you're alone, You can be kind of lethargic or whatever it may be. So you need those people around you always pushing yourself. So I kind of see what he's getting at here.
Georgia. Georgia, good to meet you. What are you up to, Georgia? Working. Okay.
This is,
The woman I'm trying to speak to, Georgiana Noghill, would also later be arrested with Tate in December,
Georgiana, 2 coffees, please.
accused of assisting him in his human trafficking operation.
Hey, how's it going? Hi. Hey, how are you? What are these guys up to?
Conquering the world, my friend.
Through what means?
I run Hustlers University, which is now currently the biggest online educational platform in the world. We've grown extremely fast. We have 110,000 students inside of a year.
Hustlers University. Hustlers University. Hustlers University.
For $49 a month, Andrew Tate's online Hustlers University promises to teach his millions of followers the secrets of modern wealth creation, from crypto trading to dropshipping.
No big deal, just the biggest online school in history.
Is this a sharp sword or is it kind of a decorative sword?
I did a Tate speech about why I have this sword. A Tate speech is like my YouTube channel, Tate Speech.
Yeah.
And I talked about how the #1 problem with the world is that not enough men walk around their houses with swords.
Mm-hmm. That's up there for sure.
Because if more men walked around their houses with swords, so many of the world's issues could be fixed. But you have to extrapolate it.
Okay.
For example, so the woman panics, she sees something on TV, the man comes home, she's like, oh, we gotta start wearing a mask, da-da-da. If the man walked around with a sword, and she's like, put a mask on, he'd be like, I'm brave, I don't need a mask. I'm a commander. Fuck you. It's just a symbol of empowerment. You got your sword, your wife starts talking, you're like, shut up, I decide what I do. Be quiet, cook.
Andrew's unashamed,
joking,
misogynistic, and violent views so far seem to match his YouTube persona. But to find out how he's translated those into viral fame, I accept an invite onto the Tate Brothers podcast, Emergency Meeting, which is also a chance to get acquainted with his brother Tristan.
Welcome to Emergency Meeting, episode 13. We have a special guest.
Matt Shea, who is internationally renowned and respected. He's a folk singer, and he's going to sing us a song.
Andrew's invited his mate on our show without my consent. I'm just going to have to bite my tongue and listen to you guys talk most of this emergency meeting. Otherwise, I'm going to walk off.
Matt, can you introduce yourself? Tell them about your singing career. Tell them where you're from, etc.
Yeah, so I'm actually not a folk singer at all in the slightest. No, sorry.
What?
Are you calling my brother a liar?
You lied to me.
Case, yes.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen the clown that hides from gay people? Have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen the clown that hides the gay
So
people.
you've never seen him?
No. Is he here somewhere?
Strange. Well, yeah, he's right here. I see him.
I see him.
All right, let's be nice to our vice friend. So let me be nice to him before he does a hit piece.
This is definitely a hit piece. I've warned my brother that this is a setup, and this is what everyone.
I don't care. I'm uninterested. I've clearly conquered the internet. I'm clearly unstoppable. I'm like the Borg.
You've invited the liberal news media to come.
They can all come. Just because I'm wearing a gun, I'm violent. Is that how it is? Just because I got knives all over the table.
Tristan is very perceptive.
If you are wearing a gun and you have knives, that does make you a little bit violent.
It makes no, it doesn't.
No.
it doesn't.
What kind of what? If you have this stuff, that does not make you violent. Peace through strength. The stronger you are, the less likely you are going to be get into fights. So you want to build yourself as a man, so you don't have to fight. If you're weak, scrawny, all this, you're going to get picked on, and you're going to get. So you got to be strong, formidable.
Sing like you promised. If you setup, I won't kick Vice out of my house. I think.
A few more minutes, or are we done with it?
No. You can sing now, or you're off the pod.
During an ad break, Andrew breaks character.
30-second break. Chat shit. Another 5 minutes, and we'll get you out of here. You can talk shit back. You can annoy us if you want.
Don't worry, no, I know. I'm just not very good at it. I'm not very good at talking shit.
We've had a long career. We have to do our normal broadcasting.
Okay.
Kick him off the pod.
Cool, man. Have fun, guys. Yeah.
Bro, this is going to be the worst documentary about us.
What they gonna say?
I don't know.
He has lots of cars and money. All the women love him. He's sexist. Oh no, please don't put that on the internet. Who cares, right? Whatever.
Within minutes of being on their show, the Tate content machine snaps into action.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Already.
You promised to sing to me. If you think I won't kick Vice out of my house, you can sing now, or you're off the pod.
Tate Brothers embarrass Vice reporter.
Actually, I take that back. I want to make sure that my army's fighting, ethically and following the
18,000 likes, 246 comments, 66 reshares. Oh, I accidentally liked it.
If you had to go to war, would you call your friends?
Let's see what people are saying.
Accidentally
Tate
liked
win,
it.
as
Oh my
always.
gosh.
am impressed how easily he runs over weak men's arguments. It isn't Tate posting all these videos, so who are all these people? Tate Brothers Embarrassed Vice Reporter was posted by a fan account that has 58,000 followers and 3.9 million likes, and is just posting loads of videos every single day. Right in the description of his account it says, looking to level up your life, start here. It's a sign-up link to the Hustlers University. Another account, and again, a link to the Hustlers University. He's got a clever formula here. It turns out a big part of Hustlers University is an affiliate marketing scheme where boys as young as 13 are instructed to share controversial videos of Andrew with links to the Hustlers University underneath. If someone signs up through your link, you get 48% of their subscription fee. By financially incentivizing 110,000 students to share his content online, Andrew has essentially built an army to make him rich and famous in a very short space of time. And he's tactically avoiding the impact of social media bans because it isn't Andrew himself posting, it's his legion of fans.
All I'm doing is saying that the shit that everyone thinks isn't allowed to say. So that's the reason I'm all big on the internet.
I'm starting to wonder whether he's just a living meme.
You're a loser because your mentality is loserish.
Some kind of viral marketing campaign to swindle money from confused young men.
You've never had the life I have, ever.
Or if he really believes what he says.
All I am offering is the truth.
Okay. I wanted to let the guy talk. So I could digest what he just said. No, he said himself it had 18,000 likes in the span of like an hour or two. So it's clear that this works. Why would a kid not be posting this stuff? You know what I mean? If it works, it's clear as day. You try posting on TikTok, see how successful it is. It's hard. So if you're able to do something that's productive and you also agree with the message, then why the heck wouldn't you? And also the affiliate marketing stopped because of arguments like this. They stopped doing that.
I've never been in a situation in my life so far in my 21 years where I really want something and didn't get it.
He had found an arena where controversial personalities thrive.
I have to manipulate a lot of people to win.
But something happened when Andrew was on Big Brother, one of the biggest reality TV shows of all time.
This is Big Brother. Due to events in the outside world, Andrew has had to leave the Big Brother house.
He was reportedly removed from the program when a video surfaced of him slapping his ex-girlfriend and then beating her with a belt.
This was debunked 3 separate times by her. It was foreplay.
Public outrage simmered down after Andrew released a video of his ex, claiming it was all part of a so-called kinky game.
It was just pure game, it's just what we used to do.
But what the public didn't know, and what we can now reveal, is that around the time that Andrew was playing Truth or Dare in the Big Brother pool, the UK police had informed the production company that he was under investigation for 2 incidents involving other women. One of rape, and a further of physical assault.
Okay, I don't wanna say anything that might ruffle feathers. I'm just saying a fact. This is straight up a fact. The girl who said she got R-worded by Andrew Tate was seen partying with everyone still later that day. Don't you think if something happened to you that you would like leave the scene, maybe go to a hospital, police, but you stay in the area which it happens? While you have a phone, you have access to any number, you can call 911, you can do whatever. I'm just saying, it's kind of suspicious.
May 2021, Tate made reference to his arrest in an appearance on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I was like, who are you? And they're like, you're under arrest for a suspicion of assault of this dumb hoe. And I'm like, wait, this is dumb hoe? They didn't, but I'm going to protect her anonymity because I'm a nice guy. Dumb hoe.
During the same period, the Tate brothers were recruiting women for a webcam sex business and creating the first of their many online courses teaching other men how to do the same.
I am her everything. It doesn't matter if I fuck someone else because I'm her everything. She has nowhere else to go.
It was called the Tate PhD, or pimping hoes degree.
She was a fucking hoe, and I spotted it instantly because she didn't humble herself when she was supposed to. And I'm glad I didn't waste any more time on her because she's never going to be doing like my other girls do, living in my house, letting me fuck other women, remaining loyal, and fucking bringing me coffees and doing as I say.
Andrew has closed down the pimping hoes degree to focus on the Hustlers University.
Luke, your screen's compromised, yeah? So keep it super fucking vanilla.
But with a historic rape allegation in the UK, and the Romanian police now looking into him for rape and human trafficking, I want to find out more about his methods of recruiting women.
I just want to say something. Andrew Tate is in jail right now. He's arrested. But two of the like 5 girls who so-called were attacked and human trafficked have come out on national TV and said it is all bogus. He is a gentleman through and through. He's been nothing but kind. Now, don't you think that some of these women who are saying the contrary might be getting financial compensation? I don't know. They were offered it before. These people want this guy silenced.
Did you at one point say that the girls who started as your girlfriends and then worked for the webcam industry, 100% of the profit goes to you?
I think in a lot of households in the world today, the man is in charge of the investments. I think that's not an uncommon thing. Tell me a view I have that you think is genuinely insulting or destructive to society. I'd like to hear it.
You prefer younger women who are 18 or 19 because you can leave an imprint on them?
No, when I say leave an imprint, I mean that. I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that, like, if I get her, I can brainwash her. I'm not trying to say that. If you meet a girl who's 22 and you're her second boyfriend, she's probably like a nicer person, less jaded, less upset, less suspicious.
So you like to be in a position of power?
It's not being in a position of power. It's about, I enjoy to show her amazing things. You're trying to attach things to the situation which aren't true.
5 years ago, you said rape is a terrible thing, but if you put yourself in a position to be raped, then you should bear some responsibility for that.
Okay, so first, we agree that rape is a terrible thing. The point I'm trying to make is the best way to prevent yourself from being raped is to have a degree of personal responsibility and not put yourself in positions to be raped, as opposed to standing there saying that rape shouldn't happen because, or men, raise our boys better. You know what else shouldn't happen? Robbery. I want the freedom to walk down the road with $1 million in cash.
Is it fair to compare the desire to walk around with £1 million in cash to someone wanting to just walk around their own city at night?
Well, female beauty is extremely valuable.
That's well said.
Of course, female beauty is extremely valuable in the eyes of men who seek to exploit it.
Oh,
I don't
come
give a
on,
shit
guy.
about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually want, which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do.
Have you heard the term lover boy before?
The lover boy method?
Yeah, romantically involving yourself with a woman and then making money off of her in some sort of sex-adjacent industry.
Firstly, I would call the webcam industry far closer to psychology than sex. The webcam industry has prevented more male suicide than any group of therapists, any action group, any charity ever would, right?
Is that true? How can you measure that?
Well, it's not about measuring, it's about my personal experience.
One of the concerns that people have about that lover boy method is that
let me correct you, because I'm a professional.
Is that it's similar to, or people might consider that a form of grooming.
Okay, so I'm a professional, so I have to change what you just said. I have to at least challenge you on it. Nobody's concerned about anything that happened 10 years ago when a bunch of girls got rich. There's not a single female complaining.
Do you think there's not a single female complaining?
Have you seen one? Tell me.
Andrew says no woman has complained about him personally. He won't let us speak to the women who work for him, so for now it's difficult to verify this claim.
I mean, they
But
have
I
phone
spoken
numbers.
to many women who complain about the effect Andrew's rhetoric is having on their lives. To protect them from harassment, I've agreed not to name them.
My ex-boyfriend was radicalized by Andrew Tate to the point of threatening to release revenge porn unless I took back what I said and on social media against his sexist, misogynistic views.
It's like a virus.
Anyone who supports Andrew Tate and understands his message through and through would never do something like that. Never. That is disgusting, reprehensible, and honestly, I don't even know. That's just a terrible crime. And no one who actually supports Andrew Tate and his true message, they might be like misconstrued on certain aspects, but the true message, anyone who truly understands it would never do something like that. Because honestly, I think his message just goes by, you want to be strong, you want to be powerful, you want to do good by those around you. So that's just terrible.
The thing is, I have no idea if the next guy I meet could be an Andrew Tate fan.
As a teacher, it's definitely worrisome.
What is so
there
wrong
are
about
boys
that?
who look up to him, especially those that are maybe vulnerable and they're sort of going to go into the real world carrying those violent views with them.
I don't have violent views.
I'm 14.
The boys at school my age think that it's okay to say horrible things like women are man's property and they get to do what they want with them. Makes me really disappointed in my generation.
Andrew's views represent a new era in modern misogyny,
Start talking to some bitches, saying me and my man are gonna fuck you.
where you can now not only talk openly about subjugating and objectifying women, but doing so actually garners millions of committed fans.
They don't believe the level that you can operate at when you're actually a G.
The most hardcore of them have traveled here to Romania to join the War Room.
The War Room is a fraternity. We're a brotherhood which is designed to inspire the best from our brothers. They have to have the mentality and the pedigree to survive. There's tests, and if you do them, you can stay inside.
At the top of Andrew's fraternity is a small group of wealthy and powerful men who all stand to gain significantly from the expansion of his empire. This inner circle is not happy that I'm here. After our testy exchange this morning, Andrew invites me to watch him train.
Have you ever boxed before?
No. But it turns out he's planning on teaching me a lesson.
Who's got spare gloves?
No, he's trying to make you a man.
There you go.
I appear
Every man should know how to
into a
defend
situation
himself.
Where Andrew Tate is going to train me how to box.
Punch me. Come on.
Oh, come on, guy.
Punch me.
It's clear he needs it. He's getting a free lesson from a kickboxing world champion.
I meet and get punched in the face by the inner circle of the War Room.
It's sparring,
In the world
guy.
Andrew is creating, not only are women to be subjugated,
Sorry, that almost felt like I got knocked out.
but men defined by their capacity to inflict violence.
Okay. Tap out.
You stopped. You were like, all right, pause, time out. Like, if I were having a street fight, would someone stop?
That's true.
No, so that's your reaction. I need to fight back.
This guy is so weak-minded.
Yeah, she.
The War Room is a network. We have 10 meetings a year. The next one's going to be in the mountains of Transylvania. You could do it, but I don't know, my friend, if you're prepared.
We've left Bucharest and we're driving into the Carpathian Mountains to meet Andrew and his inner circle for the War Room, which is going to involve something called the test.
I've made it into Andrew Tate's War Room, where 100 of his biggest fans have flown in from all across the world, each paying $5,000 to have their manhood tested by the one they refer to as Commander. None of us know what he has in store.
I welcome you all to the test. There is a cage fighting event, and every single one of you has been paired against a professional fighter. You will fight in the cage on national television, and it's a real fight. There are two paths you can go down. You can agree to fight, or you can decide that it's not for you. You have 1 hour to think and make a decision.
That's going to be a hard no from me. Maybe I'll do a yes, just to learn a little bit more of what happens, and then definitely pull out at some point.
Does anyone have any questions to ask me? There's no training before this fight. If you've been walking through life too lazy to fucking train, is that your problem or my problem?
There's a great quote by Conor McGregor. He basically says, I don't need to get ready, I stay ready. That's how you should be with life. You should be ready for anything. Because if someone goes to jump you, you don't get a warning.
We have an ambulance, we have medics. No one get fucking knocked out. Don't worry about it.
At the center of it all was Andrew's right-hand man, Iggy Semmelweis.
Here I will share with you my secrets.
He's the self-proclaimed greatest hypnotist in the world.
You will learn the power of hypnosis.
And seemed to have an agenda that expanded beyond the War Room itself into something larger and darker.
Your sons will marry their daughters. Your daughters will marry their sons.
Okay, that's weird. I'm not even gonna lie, that's weird.
Enjoying those juicy steaks, that finer scotch, those smoother cigars.
He refused to speak to us.
That was definitely
but it's clear
taken
that
out
he
of
has a big
context,
role to
but
play in
I would
whatever the
admit
War
that
Room's
was
real
weird.
agenda is.
This is the War Room of Andrew Tate.
Welcome to the test.
Now is decision time. You are getting in the cage to fight a professional fighter who is trained to hurt you. Anyone who is fighting, please stand up. Anyone who is not fighting, you can stay seated, and we will begin the other program.
Just like that, a third of the room decides to get beaten up for Andrew Tate.
What happens to the people who said no?
They're doing something slightly different, describing the reasons they didn't do it, how that affects their life as a whole, whether they're going to make any changes in the future to be more ready for opportunities. That's where honor comes from, right? From victory.
One of the men who said no agrees to speak to us as long as we hide his face.
Why did you say no?
I have been in the ring before, but just sparring. But I was like, fuck, professionals and Russians, like they guys are serious. I was just too scared. So then afterwards, I felt bad about myself, and I was angry at myself. Because I came here to be tested.
Andrew Tate has obviously said a lot of kind of controversial things online.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
A lot of things are very controversial, but I think the bottom of his message is a very, very positive one. Because if I'm not tough on myself, nobody else will be. Nobody really cares about me if I don't care about
That
me,
is
right?
so true.
That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
People who decided this morning and people who decided at a later date here.
We have a chaperone following us. We've been told that we're not allowed to talk to anyone. What about in passing, asking people like, what single question?
Let me run this by Tate before we film.
Like, if you don't have the highest expectations for yourself, no one else is going to.
Yeah.
Our chaperone vets who we speak to and tries to heavily control our questions.
What do you do?
Show that you're not some sort of right-wing extremist first.
Why did you join the war room?
I don't want to be fucking stagnant. I need to grow. It's just a fundamental shift in my mindset. What I think could be bad is always good. Before the war room, I used to think, why is this happening to me? Now, what is this trying to like teach me?
About Andrew Tate specifically and the things he says online, the things that get him negative publicity. What do you think about those things?
I think he's speaking the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Interviewing under the chaperone's supervision is proving restrictive.
Yeah?
No alpha craziness. He's an animal, this one.
So we can't speak to anyone?
Okay.
Who is this mysterious chaperone anyway?
Hey, man.
Matt, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, man.
I was wondering if we could have a little chat.
Yeah,
Yeah?
Suits me, man. Brought over from Dubai.
Like most war room leaders, he has a sports car.
Do you want to do the interview in here?
Yeah, I don't see why not, man.
And like most people with a sports car, he's keen to show it off.
He worked hard for it. What, is he supposed to hide it in shame?
So, what do they call you?
In these circles, sartorial or the sartorial shooter. I'm one of the guys who manages organizational risk and security for the war room. So anyone with any criminal activity, maybe they are showing signs of being racist or sexist or any of these sorts of things, they're out straight away. We will not tolerate that.
And so how do you reconcile that with some of the things that Andrew, for example, says online?
Any claims of misogyny or the fact that he's, spreading hateful words, that's not the reality of who he is, and that's not what the war room stands for, and that's not what he stands for. There are many clips of him out there saying, I'm not a misogynist, I provide for my women, I would stand up for my women in a violent situation.
What do you think his detractors would say about, for example, what you just said, the phrase, my woman? Do you think that they would consider that to be misogynist?
The phrase, my woman, for me ties into the very traditional values that we have.
Andrew's well known for talking a lot about his multiple girlfriends. How does that tie into this idea of a traditional relationship?
Men at certain levels can provide for multiple women. And even we can go back 100 years ago, kings, wealthy men, they would support multiple families. How is that a bad thing? It's only very recently that men and women have been competing in pretty much in masculine realms, in work, in career. Not that long ago, and indeed in many cultures around the world, women still have the traditional gender norms. And we believe in the war room, that's what leads to happiness.
Rather than a career or, like you have, your own agency in the world to pursue your own goals.
The women who I know who are most fulfilled in life are not trying to do the things that traditionally men used to do.
What about a situation where, this has just popped into my head, where I want my girlfriend, who I love, to be a kept woman, but she doesn't, she wants to pursue a career or something like that?
Then find a different woman. Very simple.
The core belief driving the war room and what men here are seeking is a misogynist fantasy of a time when they were kings and women were subjugated. It's at the heart of what Andrew Tate is selling. Just look at the tweets of Iggy Semmelweis, his second in command. My webcam girl is home 100% of the time, has no time nor interest in going out. She sleeps, cooks, cleans, does her shows, gives me all the money, gets railed by me and our girlfriends, then smiles, thanks me, and goes and does it again tomorrow. Welcome to the war room.
This is the War Room. of Andrew.
Now, you can't describe a whole war room by one
possible
guy's
this
tweet.
next story has passed some of you by, but you would be in a minority.
As the war room members and I are bussed to the fight location, the world begins to talk about Andrew Tate with a new intensity.
He is a 35-year-old influencer who's been accused of spreading rape
openly
culture.
condones and celebrates violence against women.
Hitting women. Kids are acting like the things that he's saying is like revolutionary.
11-year-old boys, they love
Please
Andrew
stop
Tate.
looking up to Andrew Tate. He is a bad guy.
With the PR crisis going on, Andrew's team are eager for some good press, so they send an extra friendly chaperone to sell me on the benefits of the war room experience.
I'm Alpha Wolf.
Okay.
My role is to be Alpha Wolf.
Okay, fair enough.
Life is all about how you deal with the pain and how you move forward. You're going to learn a lot about yourself as a man, so take it, make the best out of it, and grow as a man and be tough.
All of the men in this room seem to be taking this incredibly seriously.
What's your goal for the fight?
Of course I'm gonna try to win.
I see a lot of contenders right there who had the guts to come right here in the cage. If any one of them win one fight, is gonna win all their money, all their girls.
This is the culmination of Andrew Tate's pressure cooker of male insecurity.
You're a fucking broke. You are poor. I'm the only guy on this fucking platform flying around in private jets with 27 cars living this lifestyle. Most of you are not too stupid to become rich.
Are you ready?
Okay, hold on. Why is that? How could you debate that? I don't know about you, but Andrew Tate has exponentially more wealth than me. He's a billionaire, for goodness sake. Wouldn't you want to learn from a billionaire on how to make money? Because he started broke. He had no money to his name. He grew up in a council estate, single parent household. His parents were divorced, and his dad was in a different country. So he literally had nothing, and then now he's a billionaire. Wouldn't you want to take some advice from him and let your own ego go and just learn? What? I feel like you gotta be open-minded to stuff. People just hear, oh, he called me poor, he called me broke, I don't want to listen. No, keep an open mind. You could always learn more. I don't care if you want to learn good habits or bad habits from people. You could learn from every single person on the planet.
But while they come forward to gratefully take the beatings they've paid thousands of dollars for,
they don't have to take a beating, they could win.
Andrew Tate's future on social media is hanging in the balance, and the public backlash is spreading. I'm desperate to ask him about all of this, but first I have to get through this ridiculous situation that I've found myself in.
All right, let's go.
Give it up for man. Did I say it right?
I'm very excited for him.
I'm impressed by him. I'm impressed that he took the step out there.
I know he's gonna lose, but wow, he's actually in there. Let's go, buddy! Come on,
Whatever's going on behind the scenes, watching me get chased around puts a smile on
The guy
Andrew's
who's fighting
face.
doesn't even look that good, to be honest.
Takes to get stripped to the ground.
And it's gonna be a ground and pound finish. No, but that is it. The referee calls it. Hold on, man. Good decision. He was unable to defend himself. I hated these guys when they turned up. I almost punched Matt myself when he was in my house. You know what? He's officially won me over. I can't believe he actually got in there.
Those who went all in on their fight came out badly. One man was knocked out and taken away on a stretcher.
That's the fight game.
The inner circle had put these men through collective hardship and recreated them in Andrew Tate's image. Fighters.
Come here, guys. Come up to the front. He broke his hand on your head. And you're fine. So you win.
But they had also joined a movement that was widely accused of normalizing sexism and rape culture. While the men who chose to fight are paraded in front of the crowd, Andrew's team shamed those who refused.
This shame you hold on to it. Don't let it go.
So anyone who fought, you can put your hand up, how the experience was, how it's going to change your life, and if you have anything to say to the people who didn't fight.
I don't think I have any word of advice for the people that didn't do it, except that you should have, probably.
Immediately, he went to check on me, and I'm thinking, I want to go train, because I feel inadequate, right? So
yeah,
that's what I want to do.
Right now, I have new mountains to climb, and I'd love to get back here a year from now
and go to the gym of the guy who beat the shit out of me. Didn't it feel like a movie the last few days? I feel like that's a great metaphor for life. You know, we shouldn't be slaves, we shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs. We should actually make our lives into, I guess, a movie.
I want to be known as one of the best fathers in the war room. I can't look at my sons and tell them to suck it up, Buttercup, if I don't say yes to this.
Yep, makes sense.
Whether or not they fought, all the men here paid $5,000 to the only real winner in this performance, Andrew Tate.
For the people who want to stay and relax, there's some chicks, don't know where they're from. Yeah, let's have fun. I hope you all enjoyed it.
We're told not to film the celebrations that conclude the evening, and it's not clear exactly what goes on. But once outside the lobby, we could clearly see a room containing naked women being photographed. With Andrew's team increasingly conscious of negative publicity, tonight could be the last chance to interview him.
Do you consider the possibility that some of the things that you've said
before this even starts, this was already exposed as a hit piece because they edited his clips. They edited things he said, and they just added, like, he asked one question, and then Andrew Tate responded, and then he asked another question, and they took the way Andrew Tate responded from a different question and put it for that one. It's already been exposed. You can look this up, look on Twitter, or whatever it may be. It's there. So I just want to let you know before we get into this.
May lead to an attitude towards women that could be harmful.
I accept that across all of that viewership, I have perhaps, possibly, maybe said one thing, or maybe two, that has upset a large range of people.
Wouldn't it make sense to just apologize for some of the things you've said, acknowledge that they have caused harm, and say that you won't say those things again?
No, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to apologize for the edits of other people. I'm not going to apologize for the misunderstandings of other people. There's a whole bunch of clips people are making which make me look very bad. That's not good for my life. That's not good for business.
The clips that portray you in a negative light also help the algorithm to make you become more famous and more viral.
I'm not an expert on algorithms for social media platforms. I do not have most of them installed on my phone. I cannot control what a 15-year-old Singaporean decides to do when he chops me up and calls me names. I can't control that, and I wouldn't try to.
There has been a lot of bad press about you. That's made some nervousness within members of the war, and why is that?
Well, obviously, when people are going to continue to lie and continue to do very, very shallow, very, very fictitious investigations, people are going to lose faith in you. The media has lost all credibility because you do not try and portray the truth anymore.
One thing that stands in the way of truth, for example, is when we often do documentaries, we have full access to speak to anyone we want. But in this documentary, we've been very closely watched by the sartorial shooter, Alpha Wolf, picking who we can speak to, you know, monitoring the interview. What is it that you're worried that we're going to find out?
Isn't it ironic that the same people who just said that had this video, you're not able to comment on it? You're not able to comment on the video. I thought you like open dialogue. You want to hear different opinions. Come on, man. Come on. Make it make sense.
This is low. It's low. We let you in. We tried to take care of you, and you're sitting here and just attacking us for 3 hours, bro.
The world is asking these questions, and the viewers will be asking these questions.
It's a consistent leading question, it's a consistent narrative. Where's the question about the good he's doing for men? Well, there's a very clear narrative. I need to leave.
In the days afterwards,
very
Tate
valid.
is banned from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, to the protest of his fans.
They have shut us down. This is warfare against the West.
If you're in favor of censorship,
it seems the deplatforming is
I don't
worked.
know where your value system
But
went
then,
wrong.
he reappears on Instagram with an emoji covering his face.
You're lost. You understand you're living inside of a mechanism which is designed to control you, but you don't.
He moves to Dubai, converts to Islam, sets up a new bank entirely owned by him,
Because his other banks were
and
attacked.
rebrands the
They took so
Hustlers
much money from
University
him.
as the real world. In the first month after being deplatformed, he made $11 million and got 250 million views on TikTok alone. Months later, Elon Musk reinstates his Twitter account and he gains 1 million followers in 24 hours.
I have no criminal charges. There's no charges at all against me. I have not hurt any women. No women are coming forward saying Andrew hit me. Zero.
And of course, Vice waits
Andrew
until he gets
maintains
arrested
he has
to
never
post this.
abused a woman. But when we get back from Romania, we finally manage to speak to some women from his past.
And it looks like he's going to be released from jail after 30 days because
Amelia
there is no
began
proof.
seeing
The
Andrew
only
in
reason he's still in
2013.
there is because they call him
Due
a
to
flight
fear
risk.
of harassment from his fans, she is withholding her real name.
I always knew, even from back in the day, there was always things said bad about him. But when I'd seen him again in 2013, I thought, oh, all these rumours about him may be false because he's actually been really lovely. The first time I went round his house, because before it was like maybe 3-4 times we've gone on dates, we started to make out on the bed. Out of the blue, he literally just stopped what he was doing and just laid back. He said, I'm just contemplating whether I should rape you or not.
If that's true, it's heinous. Is it true, though?
I promise you, within an instant, he changed. He just jumped straight on top of me, grabbed my throat, started suffocating me, strangling me. The more I didn't want to, it made him so much more aggressive to the point where he was pinning me down, hurting me. The things he was saying to me, he was like, who do you belong to? Who do you belong to? And the more I couldn't say it, the more he'd hurt me. So I couldn't see an escape. And at that point, I just gave up. I just gave up.
I'm not gonna lie. If that, I'm not a monster. I'm an open-minded guy. If that is 100% true, this is freaking horrible, and he should be behind a jail cell the rest of his life. Now, the thing is it true? That's the question of the hour. We need to question these things. And if she's saying statements like this, she needs to be questioned through and through. There better not be any holes in the story, because what you're doing, you're putting a man's life, reputation, everything at jeopardy. Just based off one allegation. And if it is false, and if what she is saying is a lie, she needs to be held accountable. And I'm talking criminal charges, because you're ruining people's lives. But if what she said is 100% factual, then I'm with you guys. I agree. Andrew Tate belongs behind bars. But is it true? That's the question.
And then when it stopped, he went to the bathroom and acted as if it was normal. So I'm like, maybe I did. Did I want it? Did I not? I definitely said to him, please don't, and he told me, shut the fuck up. Definitely got strangled. I definitely didn't want it. Did he think I wanted it? When you look back, the psychological warfare you have with yourself is like you couldn't even imagine. You wouldn't know, you wouldn't understand it unless you've been through it. Can't even say the damn word.
Have you since come to terms with the notion that that may not have been consensual, that may have been...
I know for a fact it wasn't consensual.
But it's hard to use the word.
Even though I know technically it's true, that did happen, that is what happened to me, I still don't like vocalizing it.
Amelia's method of coping with the alleged rapes was to pretend to herself that it was a normal relationship.
The abuse wasn't consensual because he knew I didn't want it, which he confirms in multiple voice messages and texts to me.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Turned me on. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. And all the women I've ever slept with, not a single one has ever bitched or complained like you are bitching and complaining now.
Every few months, Andrew would send me
a
different number.
It did sound bad. I'm not even gonna lie. That did sound bad. But then again, I don't trust anything at face value. I need to do investigation of my own. And I just can't believe something because one person says it. No, I need to hear the backstory, both sides of the story. There's always two sides. Maybe she was saying messages too that were just like that. I don't know. No one knows. So you can't just jump to judgment. You can't. That's a slave mind. You have to be open to hearing different things.
This just reminds me of how dangerous he was.
I thought I'd remind you of the caliber of man I am. I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet.
Scare tactics to make sure I wouldn't go anywhere, go to the police, wouldn't report, would always be under his control. It was always to remind me that he was there.
After 6 months, Amelia eventually left Andrew when she says she began to fear for her own life. In 2014, she also decided to report the incident to police, who logged it.
A year after, I got a phone call from a police officer from Hertfordshire Police. She said to me, "We have 2 other girls that have come forward and said the exact same thing as you. Would you please be willing to come onto this investigation to make this case stronger?" And without any hesitation, I said yes. And I thought, well, if there's 2 other girls, I'm not alone now. I'm not alone.
One of those women was Sally. She was 20 when Andrew Tate approached her for webcam work. Due to fears of harassment from his fan base, she is also withholding her real name.
First night that I worked for him, Andrew bought me like 5 bottles of wine. So I got completely drunk because I'd never done webcam work. So I was very, very nervous. Then that night, we were just sitting on the bed and Andrew punched me in my arm. I went to the bathroom and cried. It really, really hurt to have someone just hit me in the arm for no reason. I was very confused.
Again, if true, terrible. If it's true. There's nothing more I could say on this, to be honest.
Okay.
It's he said, she said right now.
So then when I came out of the bathroom, he was super, super nice. Like, from what I remember, Andrew didn't have any alcohol at all. It was literally just me. That night we cuddled and we ended up having sex and I was really, really drunk. That was my first night. Then it was kind of like every single night I would work.
Were there any other instances where there was physical abuse?
He used to strangle us as well.
Nothing more I could say. If it's true, this is terrible. I hate to see this. I hate to see
There was
people
another
crying.
time when he came into the bedroom, me and the other girl, we would sleep in the same bed with Andrew, but at this time the girl had a partner, so she was not interested in Andrew at all. And I had gone to the shower, I came back and I noticed he was, like, I saw him raping her. And, when he threatened to beat me up in the bathroom and he said, "Oh, I don't give a fuck if you call the police, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." That's kind of when I knew, you know, I had to get out of there. I stopped working for Andrew about March, April time, and I went to the police shortly after that. Nothing was done, really. The other girl that he had raped, she went to the police, and then that's when they arrested him and took him into custody for like 2 days. When,
If they were raped, what they should have done is take pictures, any bruises or whatever you might have, you go to a hospital, that way they'll be able to tell 100% if he did anything like that or not. So my question is, why didn't they do that? Sure, you can go to the police, but you need to go to the hospital. You need to take photos. This validifies it 100%. There's no denying it then. If they did that, then I'd be on their side 100%. I definitely would. Who wouldn't? What monster wouldn't? But the fact that they didn't, I don't know. Makes you question it.
Arrested, we were taken in for a proper interview and it kind of just got left. I would send emails asking them to update, I'd hear nothing back.
When we reached out to Hertfordshire Police about this, they had this to say. We acknowledge that there were some delays to the investigation. This was addressed at the time and apologies were made. The decision to prosecute based on the police's evidence would be up to the Crown Prosecution Service.
Unfortunately, they turned around and just said, "Oh, we can't continue this case anymore. It's just insufficient evidence."
You witnessed the rape occurring. Did that not count as evidence for them?
No. They openly said it's really, really difficult to prove rape. Very difficult.
The Crown Prosecution Service
Not if
said
you
in
go
this
to
case we
immediately
carefully
after
reviewed all
to
the
the
evidence
hospital.
provided by the police regarding each complainant and concluded it did not meet our legal test and there was no realistic prospect of a conviction.
That's her own fault. She didn't go to a hospital.
UK, only 1 in
There's a
100 reported rapes result in a charge, let alone a conviction.
There's a whole process for when this stuff happens.
In a statement issued via his lawyer in Romania, Tate denied the assault or rape. He said, "They wanted money because I fired them. The police understood after the investigation that I am innocent, and the police found messages from the girls' phones where they were talking between themselves and planning to lie about me." Sally said the CPS sent a letter saying that one of the reasons they didn't charge Tate was because they found voice notes on our phones where we talked about whether we should tell the police that he gave us alcohol. We were talking about it because that is what happened. He used to get us drunk.
They clearly didn't think.
Hold on, let's pause though.
Let's pause. Saying, "I love raping you. I know what I do to you is abusive and controlling." To CPS, apparently, that's not enough. I did the bravest thing I think I ever done in my life, which was hell. 4 years of absolute hell, going through an investigation without anyone knowing, and basically to do it alone was all a waste.
Despite repeated requests, Tate's lawyer did not provide a response to Amelia's allegations.
Again, if true, it's freaking horrible.
Into Andrew Tate and his brother finally led to an arrest on the 29th of December.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Police accused them of using the Loverboy method to traffic at least 6 women into a Romania-based webcam sex business. But we now know similar allegations have dogged Tate for years. His followers are obsessed with the idea that the Matrix is conspiring against him. But if anyone in this story is the victim of a conspiracy, is it the multi-millionaire celebrity? Or is it the women who claim they were abandoned by the system?
You know, you see all these young men talking about how he's such a great guy and he's their idol and stuff, and that's so difficult to see. There are better role models out there. Don't be fooled by all the money and the nice cars and all the women. Working on yourself and becoming a better man and better mindset, yeah, but real men don't lay their hands on women.
That's true. I 100% agree. A real man does not. Okay. Interesting clip. Notice how the comments are turned off. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what to think of the video. It seems like it's a clear hit piece because you weren't really getting much of the other side. You were only hearing one side. And I just want to say, I am standing with Andrew Tate until evidence proves otherwise. Right now, there is no evidence. It's just he said, she said right now. Sure, you have a few text messages and whatnot, but we don't know the context of the messages. We don't. And shouldn't we all be innocent until proven guilty? Like, when did that get flipped? Somebody says you did something, you're guilty. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to live in that type of world. That's a clown world. I'm just saying, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt right now. Could I be wrong? Yes, I possibly could. Could I be right? Yes. Tate is a man who is speaking out, and he's saying a lot of things that would anger elites and those in power. So it makes you think, don't they want to silence this guy? I mean, they took him off social media already. And if somehow he passes away anytime soon, then that's too much for me to handle. Then I know this is all bogus. But yeah, I'm standing with him 100% because I believe him, and I believe I'm a good judge of character. I can see someone, I can see how they speak, and I like to think I know their intentions, whether good or bad. And I think he is innocent. And I'm willing to stand on that. Let me know what you think on it. And let's keep the comments very friendly. I'm keeping the comments open, more brave than Vice. So I just want to say, be friendly, because we're all humans at the end of the day. We all make mistakes. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want me to react to next. All right, take it easy, everybody. Till next time.